One of the major problems people have is they think that being successful means earning a high income. In actual fact, how much income you make is completely irrelevant. What matters is how much income you make compared with what you spend. So if you've got an income of $150,000 a year and you're spending $160,000 a year, you're going deeper and deeper into poverty. On the other hand, if you're making $60,000 a year and you're spending $50,000 a year, you are going towards wealth and affluence. So one of the things I'd always advise people on very strongly is to control your spending, especially in the others. Don't think you need a fancy car to impress people. Buy a second-hand car. In actual fact, if you allow for depreciation and everything else, it costs a lot less to run an old car. My first car was a Kingswood, which was, even when I bought it, it wasn't very expensive. And by the time it was trashed, eventually I couldn't have sold it. Went to the wrecker's yard. That was about 12 years later. It was the worst wreck you could possibly imagine. That car made me a fortune. And I've always saved money in the way that I've lived and in my holidays, in my spending. I still make my family mad because I go into the supermarket and I always want to buy the shop brand stuff. It's just as good as the brand label stuff. So I always want to, even now, and I'm reasonably well off now, I want to control my spending. The habit of controlling your spending is absolutely the key to any form of success. Because if you control your spending and if you're accumulating money, you pay off your house. And then when you pay off your house, you borrow and buy another house. And then you buy that and that accumulates and they go up in value and you get more and more rent. It doesn't matter how little you earn. As long as your spending is less and as long as you're putting the money away and investing it, you will become wealthy. And that happens with some people who come to this country. They come with nothing. They don't necessarily earn a lot, but they become wealthy. Whereas people with all the advantages of education, they end up in affluent poverty because their lifestyle is so beyond it. And in actual fact, happiness research tells us that in fact, what you spend, what you own, doesn't have a lot of influence on how happy you are. In fact, the biggest single thing about income is having enough so that you're comfortable and secure.
Need it done, Jim's the one.